Welcome aboard, listeners. What's up, buddy?
Hi there.
How you doing?
You know, it just gets better all the time, doesn't it?
It is good to be Kyle, let me tell you. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Today is that day.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on it's good to be Kyle. I'll let you know when that starts.
I mean, ever since you're on Skyliner Views, I think it's pretty good to be Kyle.
That's when I made it, was when I got on your show.
Yeah. I mean, you did stand up there for a while, and you're doing pretty damn good, if I do say so myself.
Thank you. Well, you're doing adequate as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyways, happy Cinco de Mayo. By the time this is published, happy Mother's Day.
Uh-huh.
We went to our kids' Mother's Day celebration today. They had the kids fill out these papers of my mom's name is one kid did Ashley and Gabby. Her hair is this color. She is this age. Blah blah blah. Well, Kaiser did one for each of us. My name's Ashley. I'm 24. My hair is golden or something. I like to eat pizza, and my favorite drink is grown-up juice.
Grown-up juice.
That is exactly what you put on the paper. Grown-up juice.
I mean, the accuracy is staggering, but we don't need to get there.
Here's to that.
There it is right there, the grown-up juice.
Grown-up juice. Gabby picked up the paper and said, he really did it. Because I said, he did what? And I saw it just go, oh, he did it. So, yeah, that's that. I don't have anything new in my life. Do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. Work and the kids and the wife and...
Still married. It's always a plus for the both of us.
And my dog just rang its doorbell to go to the bathroom. That's
good old Petey.
Well-trained dog.
Pete the Bossy.
He is Pete the Bossy at Instagram. Pete the Bossy.
Oh, yeah, Instagram Pete the Bossy. I forgot about that. Pete the
He
Bossy.
has more followers than I do.
Whew.
He's better looking, so.
He is pretty damn cute.
He is a handsome fella. Yeah.
Yeah. How old is he now?
He is a year and change. So January was a year.
Good Lord. It feels like you've had him for so much longer.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get him till March last year. So, I mean, hasn't even, it was just over a year of his gotcha day, a couple months ago.
Gotcha. Gotcha on gotcha day.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. We have a big topic tonight. Mm-hmm. We're going to be starting a series. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. Kyle and I haven't really talked about how the series is going to happen. But we're going to cover extinct attractions at Walt Disney World. Starting with Magic Kingdom tonight. Then we'll probably roll out, Epcot. Epcot's pretty dense too.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that one goes. We'll just have to see how tonight goes, and then we'll see where we can I want to keep it at an hour, but you and I could chat for more than 1 hour. So we'll see how this goes.
We tend to go a little long. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
But that's the thing, though. Magic Kingdom, it's 50th year. That's a long time. And lots have come, lots have gone. And, through different regimes and, and management and decisions and, and it keeps pressing on. And so it's really, I left there in the very, very last minute of 2015. Like I drove away January 1st, 2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, since then it's, completely different with the construction and what they're doing. And, they've been working on Epcot for years now. And but we're not talking about Epcot, we're talking about Magic Kingdom.
We're talking about Magic Kingdom. I have some Epcot in our news, though, so we can kind of touch Epcot.
Hit the news.
Hit the news. First bit of news I have is at Droid Depot, which Gabby and I love to go to. They've introduced a new droid. It is a C series droid. And C series is more canon. You can see it in like Rebels and Clone Wars, the animated series, but they're really cute. And we weren't going to do Droid Depot come September, but it looks like we're going to Droid Depot now because we have to have that next droid.
Unpopular opinion, I am not a Star Wars guy.
Yeah, I have kind of picked that up. I saw one of your Facebook posts that said something about Star Trek, and I go, oh, so that's where Kyle sits on all this. Cool.
I do like Star Trek. Now, listen, I have no problem with Star Wars, right? But it's one of those things that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And when I worked there, you know, the people, the cast members, who are magnificent people, tend to take Disney things a little too far. And when it comes to things like that, they tend to go a little nutty. And God love them, but you know, when Star Wars stuff would come out, that's all you would hear about.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just kind of, it's very polarizing, I guess would be the way to describe it.
Yeah, and I mean, even when you go down to the parks right now, that's kind of the big thing is Star Wars. So that makes sense, and I can.
Are you going to do that hotel thing while you're there?
God no, I can barely swing a vacation down there the way it is, and we're staying on the cheap.
I was going to say, is it a money thing or a want thing? Would you do that? How about that?
I would absolutely do it. I think our whole family would have a blast with it, but it's so damn expensive.
Universal's next. Just wait. They're always a step behind, but if this gets successful, just wait for the leaky cauldron to open up some rooms.
Oh, well, would it be that or would it be Marvel? Because they still own the rights to Marvel.
Oh, no. Nothing's changed with Marvel as it leaves. Believe me, that contract is too it's too stiff.
Yeah, it's very
yeah. They're between a rock and a hard place because like they have it boy, I can't. They have it forever. That's the word.
Permanently.
That's the word. But they can't change anything now because of the contract. And so, like, they replaced Hulk, the roller coaster, but it's still Hulk. So they didn't really change it. They just made it different.
They did the same thing to Doctor Doom too.
Yeah. Did they?
Yeah, I think so.
When I was there, the rumor going around was because they replaced all the projectors in the film of The Amazing Spider-Man, which, again, sorry, Disney, but that's the best attraction on Earth.
That
best
is
ride
a good attraction
on the planet.
Yeah.
I will die on this hill.
I will die there with you.
I understand. I've never done, what is it, Phantom Manor in Paris, and what is that one haunted mansion in Tokyo? Not Tokyo, Singapore, something with the monkey that moves the statue.
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor, and I know people lose their collective shit over it, but Spider-Man, I'm sorry.
Spider-Man is an excellent attraction. Like, it is hard to top that one.
Right.
But you're not a Star Wars guy, so like I would say Rise of the Resistance is pretty awesome too. But having never ridden it.
I've never ridden it. I think I feel like I would like it as a theme park person.
Right.
I would appreciate the mechanics and things like that.
Yeah, and I think that's what I appreciate about it too, is like all of the different like details in it and how they utilize just anything and everything to make that attraction go around.
Yeah. I've done a little reading on it, and then the way that they've designed it and the effects and the thing, boy, it's just it's brilliant. I can't deny that it's brilliant. It's absolutely tremendous.
I mean, when you like get on the I don't know what the ship is that you get on. And you get on it and they close the door and then you get off of it and the door opens. I literally walked off that attraction and immediately Googled how that worked because I was like, I have to know. Like, I have to know what the hell just happened because that was cool as shit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's cool. That's it's cool when you're in an attraction or something and you forget that you're at a theme park.
Yeah.
Because you and I are big theme park people and, we look at it a little differently. But when I guess it didn't just open Diagon Alley. It was open for a little while. But that's when I was working there. And we went and, experienced Diagon Alley, which is just the coolest thing ever. Once you get in there, super cool. And I was in there for a while because my partner at the time was riding the ride in there. And I was staying with the kids. And
Gringotts?
Yeah, Gringotts, Escape from Gringotts, right. And so I was in there for, hour and a half, 2 hours, just milling about and whatever. And when we left and you get out and you look over that bay and there's Simpsons and there's Men in Black, and I went, holy shit, I forgot them at Universal Studios.
Right, yeah.
It's so immersive. So Yeah, things like that from a theme park perspective, that's super cool. I can't deny that.
That's my next big fandom to get Gabrielle into. She's into Marvel right now, and then we're just gonna get into Harry Potter, so that way we can go to Universal.
Sarah told me that she has not seen Thor: The Dark World, which is universally voted upon as the worst Marvel movie. I'm sorry, until Morbius, but that's neither here nor there.
I didn't know Morbius was a Marvel movie.
And herein lies the problem. He's one of Spider-Man's people, and people have, what is this now? Vampire? Yeah, sure is. Okay.
Yeah,
but anyway,
that it was pretty terrible.
You know, I want to see it, Sarah, and I want to see it. We're gonna wait for it to become free at the Walmart
as you should.
Garbage bin. DVDs.
I love that for you guys. Yeah.
Hey, why don't we talk about the thing there? Do we have more news?
Oh, I mean, there's a ton more news. What do you want to talk about, though?
Well, I thought we should probably get on track so we don't talk for hours.
Oh,
we can
yeah.
talk about our topic.
Launch Bay is going to open with meet and greets, but there's no time frame on it, and that's once again Star Wars. So Kyle doesn't give a shit. Magic Band Plus. Remember when Disney came out and said, you don't really need a Magic Band anymore. It's kind of useless. Just use your phone. Now they're like, by the way, you have to buy this new Magic Band because it interacts in the park.
It lights up. I saw a video of it doing all kinds of crazy. Yeah, I think it combed that one guy's hair. I don't know what the hell happened. It was crazy.
I wrote in here, I'm surprised you haven't looked at my notes. Like, you can do like certain hand gestures and it'll light up. And I said, not those kind of hand gestures, Kyle, because I know how you are.
Yeah, that's. I just thought that very. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantasmic, when it comes back, they scrapped the Pocahontas scene. I'm not upset about that.
Now, did they put in? I kind of saw. I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize because now I'm the not prepared one. I had a busy work day of things today, which I have more stories for you later. But that's off the air talk. I didn't have a chance to look at your stuff other than chatting with you the other day. Did they add a new scene to Fantasmic in place of that, or what did they do?
So you know who made it in? Who has to make it into every show and everything that these damn parks do?
Frozen.
Yeah. Elsa and Anna are in, and Moana's in, which I'm kind of excited about because Moana, like they don't put too much Moana in. They put just enough to where I'm not annoyed by her.
Did you see the picture of what the Moana Journey of Water is going to look like at Epcot?
Yeah, I imagined it being a lot smaller. So the fact that it was bigger kind of got me a little excited.
I dorked out and went to Google Earth and did the 3D and tried to line oceans up, the living seas rather, or whatever they're seas now. Tried to line it up to see, and I did not know that they ripped down all of that building of Interventions. That whole wing that's gone.
So that also, I was looking into. That was the news that I texted you. I was like, I'm trying to put some more stuff in here. Yeah. So they were gonna build that big like festival center.
Yes.
But they decided they're not going to.
Right.
But now they're building this thing called where'd it go? The Communicore Hall. Cool. Which in my mind is like, cool, why did they scrap Interventions then? Because this is essentially the same thing.
Well, Communicore is a callback to the original before Interventions.
Right.
Which I don't hate. I like that.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a mixology bar. Kitchen demonstrations.
You're so upset. I could tell how heartbroken you are.
I just hate that that's happening.
So let's just to review. It's some sort of animatronic at Disney World is going to make you an alcoholic drink.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Do you just want to die right there and be done? Just call it a day, or?
Yeah. So that's the end of Skyliner review, guys. Thanks for listening tonight. Kyle, I'll see you probably next week.
It's over.
Yeah.
That's enough.
I don't know if it'll be an animatronic, but there's.
Well, I don't know. Who knows?
Honestly, Epcot's stepping up the game, so maybe. We'll see. Oh, also, if Fantasmic comes back anywhere around Labor Day, I'm going to be a little pissed. Because that's when we're going. And I could just see Disney making some big announcement for when we're there and just ruining everything for me.
Would you like to hear my Fantasmic story?
I've
only seen it once.
Okay.
And this was one of my first go-around at Disney. And I was in a contacts phase. I wore contacts at the time, which now I'm too old and lazy to do contacts. But back then I was young and hip and cool, and so I wore contacts and got ash in my eye during the finale.
What?
Yeah, they just overhear fireworks, and it's ash in my eye. Yeah, like I didn't burn like seriously, but it was not cool. It was
Did you
my
sue
eye.
Michael Eisner?
No.
Oh, well, maybe you should have.
I probably went and got drunk and made bad choices. But that's neither, again, we don't need to. Per pending litigation, we don't need to.
Now, whenever I watch Fantastic, have you ever heard of the bagging of the fish in Fantastic?
The bagging of the fish.
Yeah.
No, the bagging.
It's like, you know, the big boat that comes by and all the characters are on it?
Yes.
And then they all just like run into the middle. Well, Ariel can't run or do anything.
Oh,
so
yes.
they put a literal bag over Ariel and they all run away.
Well, and so, you know why? Because they do the fireworks.
Yeah.
That's the protector from the fire. I did know that. I didn't know it was called that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I knew that happened. And by the way, and again, something I learned today, if you look at Google Earth or anything like that, you can see the riverboat behind the mountain of it's docked back there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Did they close that because of the COVID? The corona?
The corona. Yeah. But I mean, everything else is open back up. So like, what the heck? Whatever. 2 more things. Cosmic Rewind, the new ride. It's going to be virtual queue and not standby. So we have a small shot at riding it in September, which I kind of spoiled it for myself today. I'm not going to watch any more videos, but it looks so cool.
If they have a 4XL Star-Lord leather jacket, I will gladly pay you.
Noted.
I saw a picture of the gift shop, and it looks like there might be selling. Whether or not they have them in the jumbo sizes for me, that's to be determined.
Kyle size, yeah.
Well, you know, it takes a whole village in the Alps to come together to cobble my phone.
Yeah. Anyways. What was I going to say? Oh, speaking of buying things, in the last 2 days, we have spent too much money at the Disney parks and we don't even live there.
What did you...
We had a friend pick us up the new Skyliner popcorn bucket because obviously we need it. And there are beignet Mickey ears, and Gabrielle is obsessed with beignets, even though she's literally never had them at Port Orleans. She wanted the ears, so I also had a friend who worked at us at the museum pick up some of the beignet ears.
Now, do the people know what museum we're talking about?
No, I try not to mention the name of it, but if they were to do a quick Goog of literally anyone who's been on my podcast, they would know.
They would figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
A quick Goog.
A quick Goog of you and I, or literally anyone.
Yeah, Google me. That's a fun trip down awful lane.
I might do that tomorrow at work just for shits and gigs.
Shits and gigs to Googs.
Shits and gigs from the Googs.
Next.
We should get to our topic.
Oh, why now? What's stopping us?
Oh, I don't know. By the way, where were all those Epcot updates coming from? Like, they were in like a showroom and doing all of these things, but what the hell was it for?
What for the Cosmic Rewind?
Like, all of that stuff you were watching online, like you said, you saw the Journey of Water updates and stuff like that. There was like convention or something where they were giving all these updates, but I don't know where, because they were all like Epcot focused pretty much. Well,
did they close? They had that preview center in the old Odyssey restaurant for the longest time, but I think they closed that.
Yeah. So I just didn't know why it was happening.
I don't know.
Not mad about it. Anyways, Extinct Magic Kingdom attractions.
Yes, here we go.
There's no one I'd rather discuss these with than Kyle, because he knows more than I do, so I'm going to talk out of my ass for the next probably hour, and it'll be fine.
Well, we'll call it even, because you've prepared, you've done research. I've blind, so
done a little research. Kyle prepared this document, and the only thing he literally put on it was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, so I feel like we probably need to talk about that one first, because Kyle has opinions.
I have opinions.
I would assume so, because you literally only put that on this Google Doc before I went in and made it pretty.
Did I like the audio of the?
Is that all?
Or what were my notes? See, I'm so behind. I don't even.
No, that's literally, you literally just put topic extinct attractions at Magic Kingdom, and then another line just said 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and that was it.
Oh, I see. I like 20. I did 20,000 Leagues when I was a kid, and for those who don't know, first of all, there's video, that's audio, that's out there. It's really, really cool. It was very similar to the old submarine attraction at Disneyland, which has now been brought back with Nemo. But it's really super cool, and it would never work today because of how you
No.
have to get into the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a legitimate submarine. I mean, it didn't go underwater. It made make believe Disney magic, but
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
I mean,
also
technically it was underwater, but never like submerged or anything.
right. So the coolest thing, and one of my favorite things about extinct attractions in general, is if you goog. Did I do that right? If you goog.
Yeah, you give it a
If you
goog.
if you give it a goog, sometimes you find behind the scenes pictures of these closed things.
Yes.
And there's a whole website for the old 20,000 Leagues, featuring one of my old managers. I won't say which one, but he's jaunty little captain's cap and looking very,
it.
very dapper. But there's a lot of cool stuff there. The stuff, they just leave. The other cool
Yeah.
thing is that they closed it. Like 20,000 Leagues is famous because they were like, okay, we're going to close it for some rehab.
And then they never
the
opened it
next
back
day it was closed, and that was it. That's the tweet. It was over. Never again. And then Doc sat there for years, not doing anything. They converted it into like a character meet and greet for a while, and then they plowed over it for the Winnie the Pooh treehouse playground before they moved the tree over to the Pooh Q.
Yeah, so from what I read, like they were like, oh, we gotta refurb it. And then in that time they were like, oh, we should probably get a sponsorship because like it was very expensive. Like the upkeep was very expensive.
Yeah, because the problem is all those animatronics underwater, they get damaged much more than anything else. I mean, anything that's outside in Florida gets sun damage. Period.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anything that gets sun damage underwater constantly, it's impossible.
And Disney's adding several chemicals to that water to make it look pretty from the outside too. So like all those chemicals are damaging whatever's underneath it.
Right, and those are diesel. They were diesel boats, so there's diesel fuel. So I mean, it was also the unregulated 70s, so it's a mess.
Yeah.
But I mean, what it was really super cool, and that's one of those lost attractions that you go, boy, that you go back in time, that's what you do, because it's you're never going to see anything like that again.
Yeah, I agree. Was it so I saw that at Disneyland they had mermaids outside. Did they have mermaids in Florida too?
No, that was a Disneyland thing.
Gotcha. Submarine Voyage was open, 20,000 Leagues was open from October 14th, 1971 to September 5th, 1994.
Right.
Out in Florida, it didn't have the movie theme, but when the movie came out right before they opened Magic Kingdom is when they kind of brought it to Magic Kingdom and put a stamp on it. I thought it was interesting that after it closed, they took some of the submarines and like placed them variously. Like there was one submarine in the Backlot Tour over at MGM Studios, may God rest her soul. They put 2 at Castaway Cay.
You could snorkel down and see them.
Yeah.
Apparently they're quite the swim, is what I've been told. They're quite a ways out.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. And and how they've like put it like in the new parks now, like at the new aerial ride.
Oh,
I'm gonna send this to you because it's kind of funny. I don't know. Can you see the comments that are pending right now?
No.
I'm gonna send them to you.
Okay.
They are something else. I'm pretty sure this account's been hacked. Come on, there we go. Anyways, so yeah, that's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was in Fantasyland, from what I understand.
Yes, correct.
Was an excellent attraction.
Sure.
What else do we have here? Well, you can go over to Tomorrowland. I wore the Skyway shirt, so we could talk about the Skyway.
Very nice.
It went from Tomorrowland to Fantasyland. It was an opening day attraction. And it closed in 1999 because it was just old.
Yeah.
I've never heard any of the audio or anything from, or even if there wasn't.
There's no audio. It would just take you up. The Fantasyland station was there for a long, long time. I actually climbed up in it when I was at First Haunted Mansion. We were supposed to be training, and yeah, okay.
You were training.
Yeah, it was me and a friend, my roommate at the time, and then he was dating our trainer, and so just that's typical shenanigan story. They're usually
That's
somewhere
typical Disney.
like that. I mean, my stories from back then, that's kind of how it's always some sort of something like that.
Yeah.
And so it was, we didn't. And so that was really cool to go up there. And then the Tomorrowland station was there for a long time too. It was above the restrooms where the Space Mountain restrooms are.
Oh yeah.
And then one day they just kind of whipped it off, and now it's just the bathrooms. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. Like it kept it for a while, but then suddenly they just kind of came and deconstructed the top, and now it's just the bathroom building. So
now I'm not going to be able to look at those bathroom buildings the same, knowing that there was the Skyway on top of them.
Yeah, sure.
The Skyway was like half of what the Skyliner currently is.
What was cool about the Skyliner? No,
the Skyway.
Skyway at Magic Kingdom was that it turned. So once you got to about where Fantasyland and Tomorrowland hit, it would hook very sharply.
Oh,
and go towards the Tomorrowland station.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was a really cool innovation at the time. That was a really neat thing.
When the Skyliner turns, it like cooks right into this like collection of beams and then does its turn really slowly and is off again. You just go really fast into it, and like if you're not used to it, like you just hear people screaming all around you because like, oh,
we're gonna die.
It's pretty comical, I will have to admit.
Mm-hmm.
The next collection of attractions, you're gonna have to like guide me through these because I am not old like you.
Wow. Hurtful and rude.
If You Had Wings transitions to Dreamflight, which then transitions to Delta Dreamflight?
No, Delta Dreamflight was first?
I
don't know. They were all pretty much the same.
Yeah, they were where Buzz is right now.
Yeah.
It was just
they were slow-moving...
the Omni-Movers.
Dark ride. Yeah, the Omni-Mover ride. And, they were classic sponsorship ride. It was, something for flight and... here's Eastern Airways. I think it was what Disneyland had that for a while. If You Had Wings was over there.
Oh.
And yeah, Delta Dreamflight, and then
Take Flight was the
Take Flight. Yeah, yeah. What's cool was one day Delta's sponsorship was gone. And it just ripped everything off that said Delta. Everything was still the same.
That's hilarious.
But it didn't say Delta anymore. Just patches were gone.
Yeah, that's like the Siemens stuff at Spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So those are extinct attractions. They didn't really have any like much meaning to anyone back then. They just kind of existed as Omni-Movers. They do same as like
as commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what they were. Disney said, we need a ride. We want someone to pay for it. And these people said, hey, if you kiss our ass, we'll give you money for this ride.
Yeah.
And it's, it's a match made in heaven.
And now it's Southwest that sponsors Disney now, right?
Are they the official?
I don't know. I would imagine so. My glasses are always crooked. I have to fix them.
Delta was the long-standing sponsor, the official airway of Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it is now, but if I had to guess, it would be Southwest.
Yeah.
I noticed that it was a very short attraction.
Yeah.
Like I watched a few videos, and like from the second they get into the queue until they leave, it's only like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And the imagery in it was not anything to write home about. It literally, like you said, was just a sponsored attraction that they wanted money for.
Well, what you have to remember when it comes to theme parks is any place that the people can go is good for attendance.
Yeah. Because
the problem is, think about 100 people, and you have them standing all in one spot in front of the castle, right? But then you say, okay, you can go on this ride, and so half of them leave. And if you open up another ride to the other side, and it spreads it out.
Yeah,
that's when you see the most problems when you're actually at theme parks is when more than one attraction goes down for technical difficulties.
Yeah,
people don't have anywhere to go. They have to go somewhere.
Yeah,
and so theme parks in Disney. I mean, this is science that they've perfected over the decades, but if it's somewhere that people can go, they're okay with it, even if it's not like making money gangbusters.
Right.
It's somewhere for people to go. So
Yeah.
they want things open, they want things there. And so, yeah, this ride was 7 minutes long and boring, and it was a commercial for Eastern Airways or
But
Delta.
it was
So,
people.
oh, yep.
That's why I'm excited that character meet and greets are back, because it gives people someplace to go that's not whatever queue I'm standing in.
Yeah, I think that will make a striking difference when you go. You will notice, because again, there's more places for people to hang out. So
yeah, exactly. Also, over in Tomorrowland was First Mission to Mars, where Stitch's Great Escape was. It was Mission to Mars. It basically was like a mock, flight to Mars from NASA. I think is how it registered to me.
Well, so the room always was kind of the same shape, where it was circular, chairs kind of on an angle, sitting around a circular, right? And with a mission to the moon or mission to Mars, in the middle was a big view screen, circular view screen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like you were going into space, and the audio would rattle the building, and the chairs would actually pop up, so it felt like you're floating, and oh yeah, I'm in space, hooray, And so then when they built this, which again was designed to be horrifying, the extraterrestrial, I mean, that's what it was called.
The extraterrestrial alien encounter comes after Mission to Mars.
Correct.
Yes.
Because this was the Eisner period. And
yeah, Kyle, I texted Kyle about this yesterday, and he just went off on a tangent, and I loved it.
Well, Eisner's last few days was right around when I first started at Disney. So, like, I saw everything swap around and how all that went down. I was there for that. But he had a thing where he wanted to have attractions where his kids would want to go. Well, but I mean, it's stupid in this context, but at the same time, that's what got us Star Tours.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's what got us Captain EO, which is don't get me started. I got EO.
Yeah,
but
we're not to Epcot yet.
There are attractions that I mean, for every goofy idea he had some good thoughts. We should do a whole episode. I could pontificate on Eisner for hours, but
we will.
But write that down. But yeah, so this was designed to be absolutely. I mean, it was scary as hell. Like they made another extinct one, and I think is probably on your list is Snow White's Scary Adventures, which terrified everybody because you're supposed to be Snow White. That's what people didn't realize. Yeah. And so that was a mess. But that was like they kind of stumbled into that, to have a little bit of an edge. But this was designed, I mean, to be a horror movie, and it was intense.
Yeah. From the videos I watched, I went one time when this attraction was open, and I remember I went with my parents, and my seat was like right next to the door, and so they put us in the theater, and I sat in my seat, and I kind of looked around, and I just looked at my mom, and I go, I don't want to ride this, and so we just left. Yeah. So and like I said, I watched videos of it yesterday or the day before, and like there's a guy just on the video yelling, "Oh shit!" the whole time because it looked like a little terrifying.
Yeah, there are. What's cool because this is another thing. If you look around, you can find. See, I don't know if we talked about this last time. I love collecting theme park audio. Yeah. So the music and the airy music and ride soundtrack. I have days, weeks worth of music.
This is why we're friends,
right? And that's one that I have found, and it's really cool because the video features a lot of different famous people. The story that you go through and you watch it. Kathy Najimy's a big one. She's in
really?
What's Hocus Pocus. Right? She is a character in the show.
Yeah. She's the woman who's like talking to the alien guy. Yeah,
and then the alien guy that's with her is a comedian named Kevin Pollak, who was in the Grumpy Old Men movies and Casino with Robert De Niro, and like I said, he's a stand-up and super cool. And anyway, he's in it. And then the guy that did the president or whatever was the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Oh, child.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, but the problem with that guy is he turned out to be kind of a pedophile, so we don't need to talk about it. Yeah, but I mean that was classic Disney for that time that they wanted to design something people would like, and then they put big names on the bill, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I noticed. What was it? Oh, The Timekeeper. I started to watch it, and it was Robin Williams, and I was like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I have heard all I need to hear in the first 5 minutes.
Robin Williams and Rhea Perlman,
Mm-hmm.
who from Cheers and Matilda and a bunch of other stuff.
All the different things, yeah.
Underneath Danny DeVito.
Daniel DeVito.
That's his wife for a long time. I don't know if they're still married, but
I didn't know that.
And Jeremy Irons.
Oh, the original voice of
and
Spaceship
somebody
Earth.
else that's a big name, and I don't recall who. But yeah, it had some big names. Like we're both choking on something. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, listen. The weather in Indiana changes every 3 hours, and my throat is paying the price of it today.
It rained all day.
Yeah, you were outside all day too. It was rainy.
I did. I was outside for quite a bit. Luckily, the cafe was nice enough to wrap my lunch in plastic so I could walk back to my office.
How kind of them.
Yeah, well, I asked for a to-go box, and they were like, we don't have any box. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. But then they wrapped it in plastic. I was like, hey, you guys.
you guys.
It was touched. It was very nice of them. So.
Kenny Chesney's in town, and my work is out there doing that, and I wish I felt bad for them, but I don't.
At the basketball arena?
Ruoff.
Oh, Ruoff.
Yeah, it's an outdoor concert, so I have a feeling they're having an absolute blast tonight. Doing the thing. After Alien Encounter with Stitch's Great Escape, I have to be partial to this attraction because I love Stitch.
But it's terrible.
Okay, would you rather have Mission to Mars, Alien Encounter, or Stitch?
Mission to Mars.
Oh, you're the worst.
I'm a classic. I'm classic like that.
Yeah.
No, but it's what they did was they cannibalized what was too extreme.
Yeah.
Fine. But then they went, let's make it cutesy so people would love it, and just made it the dirt worst. The worst kind of synergy from Disney. Oh, the chili dog just.
That was not good. That has the same quality of Figment and the skunk smell.
Do you know this? I had a friend of mine who worked at Stitch, and he said you'd work a day, and it was like being in a restaurant. You would come home and you would stink like that chili dog.
Oh my god!
Because they have to stay. They're in the theater.
Right.
They start the show and they watch, make sure no one's dying or anything like that. And it's it's a mist kind of thing. It permeates their clothes.
That's terrible. Also, I wonder where that animatronic went.
I don't know. I asked that one guy. He said Buzzy and a bunch of costumes. What's
Patrick Spikes.
Yeah.
He stole all of them.
Ruining it for the rest of us. Can't be cool about it and shut up.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that because I was a big animatronic and that would be cool to see in person or somewhat terrifying at the same time. We'll see. Timekeeper, we kind of touched that one. That's where Monsters Inc. Lab 4 is. That kind of wraps it up for Tomorrowland. But I think that Tomorrowland has the most extinct for Magic Kingdom, honestly. Fantasyland has quite a few though too.
Well, the problem with Tomorrowland.
It's the city of tomorrow.
No, tomorrow always comes.
Tomorrow always comes.
And I know that's the lamest thing, but it's it's supposed to be the future, but the future always happens.
Yeah. So
it's hard to. They need to pick a lane. It's.
Again, I was watching a video. It's kind of funny. I was watching a video the other day. I think it was either Yesterworld or Defunctland, and that's exactly what they said. They're the problem with Tomorrowland is that tomorrow always comes.
Yep.
Oh, I had for 20,000 Leagues Under Sea that the OG Tony Baxter worked on it because he is the OG.
He is pretty good.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
One of mine.
Are we ready for this one?
Absolute favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. It was an opening day attraction. Closed on 98 of September.
The people tried to save it.
They did.
Here's something that I learned. There's an epic. So you could find the Mr. Toad statue in the graveyard at Haunted Mansion, right, for the pets. And there is, if you ask them, somebody will probably know, but there's an epitaph, on the gravestone, and I can never remember it, but it's something about Pooh's merchandise selling better than Toad's operational ride capacity or something like that.
I love that.
Yeah. People know it. I've heard it a bunch of times. It's one of those things I never remember, and I don't know why. But
I'll have to look for it when we go there.
Toad is cool because it still exists. It's
Yeah.
in California.
Yep.
Not as cool because
Not.
Disney World had 2 tracks
Mm-hmm.
and some other stuff. But that was a cool one. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was cool in the lamest way possible. Because I mean, there's no figures. There's no. It's flat. Painted scrims and wood paint.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no dimension to it. It's just a fun house. But again, in its kitschness, it's just the best.
Yeah. They also have the deed to Mr. Toad in the
Toad Hall
Emporium
in
right now.
Winnie the Pooh. Yep.
Is it in Winnie the Pooh? Because they also had one for the 50th somewhere.
Oh, did they?
Like on Main Street, yeah.
They if you go when you go into the Winnie the Pooh ride, you go through. I think when Owl's house is falling down, if you kind of look behind you on both sides, one has Owl shaking Molly's hand, and on the other side has Mr. Toad giving the deed to Pooh or something like that. But they're pictures, animated pictures in the ride.
I have to look for that. Now I'm gonna probably Google that.
Yeah, you get the Goog. Get the Goog.
I'm gonna have to give it a Goog. Kyle, were you one of the people who, when they found out it was gonna be closing, they petitioned it and just basically sat outside of it with signs?
I was not. I know I'm an old person, but I'm not that old.
Good to know. I kind of still want one of those shirts that they're selling. We're selling.
Yeah, I have a Mr. Toad shirt that they what is that vintage store over at Disney Springs? The little pop-up store that does all the cool stuff.
It's called Disney Style or something like that.
Yeah,
now.
Right, one of those.
Yeah.
But they release vintage stuff, and I got a Toad shirt before I left.
Love that. I think I got a shirt there too. It was a Florida Project shirt, a long time ago.
Very cool.
Yeah. So if you want to visit that website, I'll put it in the links because it's kind of comical. They were like people on the news and everything like that, and they even had like Disney sent like undercover security guards to like keep an eye on it. Like people would dress up as like quick service and all this other stuff, and they would just be security because people be crazy.
Yeah, people be cray. That's
people
nothing new.
Crazy. So
it seems like it's new, but it's just same stuff.
I wouldn't doubt if they still do it. They announced it was closing, and they gave people 4 days to say goodbye, so that way the crazy people would not linger.
That's correct.
That was that. And for people who need caught up, Mr. Toad was the former location where Winnie the Pooh is now. Next up, Kyle's second scariest attraction, Snow White's Scary Adventures. Opening day attraction, only closed in 2012, 10 years ago. Wow.
Yeah. There's actually a really super sweet story. If you Goog on the Goog,
give it a Goog, baby.
There was, and you'll forgive me, I'm going to butcher it, but there was a gentleman who maybe was autistic. He says, not sure if that's how you say that. I don't mean defensive.
Neurodivergent, if anything, but
sure, that's okay.
I got what you're saying.
Spectrum, but loved the ride, and they, the cast members let him ride, like they closed, and he was able to ride like a dozen times after park close alone, just totally alone.
That would be creepy.
And he loved it. And I mean, it was a big moment. There's a big story that helped him come out of his shell, and it's really super touching.
Yeah.
And but it's again the Goog. Get on the Goog, and it's out there. But he wrote it, like a bunch of times after it was supposed to be closed, and the management was fine, and the cast just stuck around just to let him until he was done. He was like, "All right, that's enough." Yeah. So that's an interesting story. That's where they have the Princess Fairy Tale Hall now. Is that what that's called?
Yep, they closed it to make way for Princess Fairy Tale Hall because they wanted like more meet and greets, I guess. There's no real good explanation as to why it closed other than like they wanted to make way for more stuff.
Well, yes.
And New Fantasyland.
So do you remember, I don't know if you know this, before New Fantasyland was what it is, do you know what it was supposed to be?
No.
Okay. So it was supposed to be similar to what it is, but no attractions. Just like little individual villages for each princess where you
So,
would
like-
go into a house and do meet and greets.
So like a Toontown, but for princesses.
Right. And it was themed the forest, and whatever. But it
Mhm.
was literally just places to go meet princesses. And the fans collectively farted on it. And so they went back to the drawing board. And
Do
they
you
still
blame 'em?
wanted to get that because that's delicious, delicious face character money. But they swapped Snow White for Snow White, the very cool Seven Dwarves Mine Train.
Yeah, and they used some of the animatronics from the old Snow White ride for Seven Dwarfs, which I thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those dwarves, when you get to their diamond mine, are some of the coolest animatronics.
I
and
agree.
then the where they're dancing inside the house before you go back into unload.
Mhm.
And then if you look, it's hard to see if you get zipped in there real quick. The
The
hag
queen.
at the front door looking all kinds of shady, which is really super cool.
Yeah, and she was what came from the original attraction, was the queen, and maybe some of the dwarves. I'm not sure.
Right, I know. Over the one hill where they take your picture, there's a couple of buzzards, and I know those were from the the ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's in there. They Disney likes to not throw things away if they could reuse it.
I'll take it.
Like,
I'll use it.
Do you remember the Barker bird that used to be out in front of Pirates of the Caribbean?
Mm-hmm.
They would talk. Well, they reused that for the bird that talks to Jack Sparrow now at the exit. That's the same bird. They just redressed it. And
why did they take it away from the outside? It was cool outside.
Well, again, it just didn't fit the new theming. With the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Pirates of the Caribbean would be awesome if it wasn't one of the worst managed mechanical attraction in Disney history.
You would know.
Yeah, well, no, they built it on the cheap because they weren't going to build it.
Right.
They weren't going to build it. Tony Baxter, your boy, designed
the OG.
The OG designed that huge western area with. They were going to have a western, basically Pirates of the Caribbean, but with cowboys and Native Americans. And people were like, "Well, where are pirates? We want pirates. And they said, "All right, fine, kiss our ass." And they built diet pirates. Fine, here you go. And they built it on the cheap, and they probably didn't think they were going to keep it very long, and then
it stuck.
That place is held together by so much chewing gum and Band-Aids. It's unbelievable.
I wholeheartedly believe that. But more on that another day.
Anyway, that's a whole other podcast.
Mickey's Toontown Fair, another extinct attraction. I feel like we could talk about this one for hours.
Mickey Mouse house. People, the folks from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse. Yeah, Mickey's house was cool, and Minnie had a house there, and
Did Donald have one there too, or was that
Donald had his boat?
Yeah. I remember the existence of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know they had the same thing in Disneyland too when I went once. You could meet the characters in there. It wasn't insane like it is now.
Correct.
What else? Oh, the Barnstormer was in too.
The Barnstormer was there. Yeah. It's where it is now, but it was right.
Was Dumbo there, or was Dumbo?
No. Dumbo was still behind the castle. Where right behind the cat, I'm trying to visualize it. So right behind the castle, if you walk straight through the castle, you walk straight ahead, you run right into the carousel.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk around the carousel now, essentially you'll go through the gates of the kingdom or whatever into the new Fantasyland. Right there is where Dumbo used to be, and then
gotcha.
The water for 20K was right. That's what that was. And when they needed the space to get us into New Fantasyland, they moved it over there and did something brilliant. They made a second one, which is tremendous. What a great idea.
Yeah. Are you being sarcastic?
No, I think the problem with a ride like that, especially Dumbo, when there's only 2 people per car.
Yeah.
Right. So like the Magic Carpets or the Dinosaur one or whatever, which probably stupid ripoffs. It holds more than 2 people.
Yeah.
But with Dumbo, you only get 2 people, and they doubled their capacity by putting a second one on there. And I think for a ride that's classic and people want to ride it, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also putting that playground inside there and giving people little pagers when it's their time to ride was also a
The
really good idea.
precursor to the fantasy queuing or whatever they call that, the virtual
The
queue.
virtual queues, yeah.
Fantasy.
Gab just found out that there's a playground in there, and she's like, I can't wait for the boys to play in it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, can't wait.
Bring hand sanitizer.
Yeah, exactly. We will literally just give them a bath in the bathroom. Is that weird?
Hose them down, boys.
Yeah.
No.
Not weird at all.
Everything's gross.
Do you have anything else to say about Toontown? It was just fantastic.
No, it was neat.
The music from Toontown was also amazing.
Which I have.
Yeah.
No, it was a really cool thing, and its history is really cool because it started off as Mickey's birthday land.
Yeah.
And it was not nearly as cool as it ended, and it was a lot of like a tent and again not cardboard, like wooden flat signs.
Yeah.
And then Mickey's Starland, where it was I don't know, but it just it's history.
It evolved. Yeah, for sure. Moving on to Frontierland for your themed country bears. I had no idea what the hell you were talking about. I even had to text you and be like, bro, what is this?
Did you find the stuff online?
Yeah, I did. I found a few videos that I got to watch, and I read some stuff about it.
So country bears, first of all, used to be a lot longer than it is now. They've shaved down the show because people have they can't pay attention anymore.
I will be the first one to admit that I will not.
I love country bears, but in the summer they would have an overlay. A theme. I mean, just like Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, things like that. They would have a summer overlay, and it was their vacation hoedown. They would play different songs, and they would like the piano playing bear had sunglasses and a Hawaiian shirt, and it was just a cool thing. And then at Christmas, they had the coolest Christmas show. They decorated for Christmas, sang Christmas songs, and to me, that's what it didn't feel like Christmas for me until I saw that show. And I remember I was sitting in the break room of the Hall of Presidents. I was working the riverboat, but that's where you break with everybody.
Right.
And I said to someone, "Hey, when are they gonna? They haven't opened the Country Bears for Christmas yet. It's like middle of November. When are they gonna get? Oh, they're not doing that anymore. They got rid of it." And like my heart broke because it just didn't feel like Christmas anymore without that show. And I know that's kind of lame, but it really was a cool. I think Tokyo might still do the Christmas show.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but the vacation hoedown, and people just said it was just too much to swap the music and change the animation and change their clothes. It was just for someone no one cares about. So
right. Wendell sings On the Road Again, and it was perfect. It was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, the three girls that come out of the middle for the Christmas show sing I think they sing Sleigh Ride or something. It's tremendous.
Yeah. I don't think Gab has watched the Country Bears yet, so we'll have to get to that when we go. Don't they? Do they just put like Christmas outfits on them now? Because I feel like they do some rendition of Christmas. No, nothing.
No, they don't do anything for it now.
Huh? That's stupid.
You want to hear a little fun fact? Of course, That's why you invited me on the show.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the Tiki Room and the Country Bears were actually hosted by the same cast members. They had a shirt that you could flip it inside out. And so it looked Western when you would tuck it in Frontierland because they share a building. It's the same building.
Yeah.
And then when you would go into the Tiki Room and flip it around and leave it untucked, it looked like a flowery shirt.
I love that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
That's
I want one.
Stories I got from one of the people that's worked there for a bajillion years. And,
yeah.
It's been around the block a million times. And
I need you to get me that shirt.
Oh, Jesus. Good luck.
Don't say good luck to me. Good luck to you. Speaking of Tiki Room, Enchanted Tiki Room, under new management, there is a current Enchanted Tiki Room.
Right.
But this version is no
garbage.
more.
Thank God.
Because it got lit on fire. Was it the kitchen from Aloha Isle that caught on fire?
It's interesting because there were two Iago figures, one at the front and one above the exit. And the one above the exit was singed because of the show. It got lit on fire or something from the Tiki Gods or whatever. But the Iago in the front, there is a short and it just caught on fire in the ceiling. And the fire caused damage, and then the sprinklers kicked on and did a lot of
Ruin
damage
everything.
with water. Yeah, and it was so bad they had to scrap it.
That's wild.
Mhm.
Gilbert Gottfried, may God rest his soul.
Oh, sure. Yeah, he just died a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that was it's
figure.
again, the problem with these things is it's just such crappy synergy.
Yeah.
Let's make something that's old new again and slap, hard, let's try to make it cool. And this was a miss. It was a miss.
Yeah, I have no desire to ever go to it. Gabrielle begs to go every time we're there, and I'm like, but there's a parade coming. Sorry.
I do like the Tiki Room in general. Like, I'm not gonna be heartbroken if I don't see it because God, I've seen it a gajillion times.
Right.
But from the under new management, the Oa figure would come out of the
that's
shrubbery there in the middle of the home of the former fountain.
Yeah.
But now you can see Oa, and it performs to I've never been, but Tiki, what is it? What is the place there? Tiki Bob's?
Tiki Bob's. No, that place lost their liquor license.
Uh-huh.
Trader Sam's Grotto.
Trader Sam's. There was a place, and again, this is a little old school. This is even before my time, called the Bamboo Lounge that I know a lot of older Jungle Cruise skipper types from the 80s and early 90s would go and frequent.
Really?
And it was it eventually was shut down for health code violations, and no one was upset about it. But there was the Bamboo is what they called it. But yeah, anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
But to be a little crass, if you don't mind,
I would love for you to.
When I worked at the Tiki Room under new management, I was one of the only people that Oa would not go down for. Because the figure would come up, right?
And do the thing.
It would do this little thing, and then it would smoke, and it would go down and hide back in its rest area. And then the bird mobile would come down from the ceiling. And I'm sitting there half watching the show, and Oa does all the and then it just sitting there, just chill. Well, that's a problem. And then I realized my brain kind of fast forwards. The birdmobile is going to come down, and he's, oh shit! And I got to go hit the show stop and get the people out. And
that's a bummer.
And then the very next show, we loaded people. It didn't go down again. So, it went down for everybody but me.
Oh, Kyle.
Whore.
Yeah, whore. Yeah, but that was in my notes that this is where Oa came from, and I love Grotto and Oa. The more you know.
The more you know. That's what we're here for.
Or the more you don't know if you're Oa. Two more things to cover, which are not in Magic Kingdom. They are they're on the lake, kinda, I guess, on Bay Lake. One of them is Discovery Island. If you leave Magic Kingdom, get on a boat to go to Fort Wilderness. You boat on by a large island. It's called Discovery
Island.
Clearly
deserted.
Yeah. There are so many stories with Discovery Island and just the existence. There's a tree on there, and people who do their college program, or just people who leave, they throw their shoestrings on the tree.
That's news to me. I've never heard that one. Now, in your research, did you see the photos of the people that snuck over there?
Oh, that's in the notes. So many people have snuck over there.
Yeah,
and I want to know, how much would it take for you to have to sneak over there?
These days, it would be kind of, I don't know that I would be able to accomplish such a feat in a stealthy kind of way.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a swim, and you got to do it without getting caught.
And there's alligators.
Florida waterway. In my younger days, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying no. But these days, I can't do adventurous, fun things like that. That would be.
Yeah.
But
it is really cool though. So basically, Discovery Island was a big aviary. It was for people who needed a break from all the hubbub of the parks and Walt Disney World. And then Animal Kingdom opened and stole the show, and they closed it. Is what I understand.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. This was a designated conservation area. With animals and animal exhibits and education. And then Animal Kingdom opened, and it didn't make sense to have it still, And it was, it's a pain in the ass to get to. You get to take a boat, to there and to from there, and then nobody ever went there because it was, it was out in the middle of nowhere. You know, it's not
Yeah,
like it was
yeah,
right next to like one of the theme parks. It was you had to leave the theme park, hang a left, keep going, swim, and then you find it.
yeah. And like people who've gone there have found like eggs and everything,
Crazy
like
shit
dead
like snakes and
embryo.
Coke bottles and
Yeah,
personal photos of people, which like on the surface isn't creepy, but then you find them and you're like weird. It's
yeah, yeah. There are several YouTube accounts that document people. There's one of them. I don't condone doing this, but there's one YouTube account that like it's a guy who sneaks onto like attractions at night and stuff like that. I should not like watching those, but I do enjoy.
don't let's put it this way: don't encourage it,
No.
but you'll get views.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Last attraction I have is River Country with the brain eating
River Country.
amoebas.
Yes and no. That's not what closed it. That happened to one child, but
Right, yeah.
that's not what closed it.
What closed it?
It was a shitty, tiny theme park, water park that was again way out of the way.
It's like Class Action Park.
They opened Typhoon Lagoon, and it was really easy to get to and gigantic and new, and they went, well, this is a pain in the ass to. But again, River Country is a cool place because of the technology that was used there. Because they did use water from the lake, but it went through so many filtering processes that it was basically pool water.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's such a cool, that's a really cool thing that they were able to get the water like that. And
yeah,
it was a neat place. But again, the problem with a lot of things with Disney these days, and this is what they're working on, is that the infrastructure is not designed to have 1 million people a day going through.
Yeah, yeah.
And so River Country was just never designed for the boom that eventually came with Disney tourism, and it just wasn't big enough, and so it just went, it went extinct.
Yeah, it looked fun, and like
Am I keeping you up? I don't mean to bother you. Keep going.
No, no, you're not. What I was they put wave pools in Bay Lake for River Countries, which is what I understood.
No, you're close. They had a wave machine over by the Polynesian beach.
Okay, yeah. Different
for like
lake.
a week. They had
it wasn't very
live
long.
surfing. Yeah. Well, but the machines were so powerful, it was destroying the island that it was on.
Yeah.
And the foundation of the hotel on the other side. And they went, oh shit, we can't do this. This is bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a week or something. It was cool, and we can't. This is dangerous. We can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. Last thing I have about River Country is that at the last 2 D23s ago, they were like, we're going to build a resort where River Country was, and it's going to be called Reflections, and it's going to look so cool. Then COVID happened, and we haven't heard a damn thing about it. But now they're building a DVC tower for the Poly that looks exactly like this resort to me.
That's weird.
Yeah, how ironic.
Yeah, because you'd have to go to Fort Wilderness to get to River Country.
Mm-hmm.
And the ticket booth is still there, where you would buy tickets and go.
I need to go over there.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm sorry. This was 6 years ago now, so 7 years ago. It used to be, I guess. Who knows what it is now?
Yeah.
But you would walk past the pavilion where the Chip and Dale campfire show food
is
thing
no longer a thing. Yeah.
Right. But that's where that was. You would walk past that. That's where the old River Country entrance was. And they had big fencing that was green. You couldn't see it, but just on the other side, that was River Country right there.
Wow, it's that. I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah,
like I thought it was a bit of a walk.
Well, it is a bit of a walk, but it's you go
right
past the Pioneer Hall and past the pavilion, and it's right there. Yeah.
Huh. Gonna have to do some exploring here in a few months.
If it exists still. Again, this was a long time ago.
Right.
In the grand scheme of theme parks, 2014, 2015, when I was over there, that's ancient times.
Ancient times.
No, it was. Things change so quickly.
They do, and with how much they do construction and everything over there, it's probably non-existent, honestly.
Can we talk about, by the way, how cool the Tron roller coaster looks? That looks tits.
Yeah, my friend who is a a coordinator over in Tomorrowland will text me every day and be like, "They're running the coaster today." I'm like, I can't wait. So excited.
It is really cool looking, and that'll be cool.
Have you watched the ride-throughs over at Shanghai?
No.
On YouTube? Oh, what? It's literally a copy paste like Remy's, but it's really cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Now, you didn't care for Remy.
I did not care for Remy at all. Like I was thinking about it today, I would not wait more than 25 minutes for Remy. Because once again, just a copy paste from Disneyland Paris.
When I was there, I did not wait an hour for Frozen Ever After, or whatever that ride is that took over the Maelstrom.
Yeah, I think we waited 40 minutes was the most I've ever waited for it, which is still too long, but we did it. I think our rule is going to be we're not waiting more than a half hour when we have the kids because they're kids. So those are my opinions.
We have to say that to not get sued.
Yeah.
This is what I think and only what I think. You can think
Yeah.
whatever you want to think.
My opinions do not reflect the views of my employer.
Whoever that might be.
They're a piece of shit. All right. Well, Kyle, I'm just kidding. I would never say that about my employer. Kyle, thank you for coming on tonight.
Listen, we kept it almost an hour. Good for us.
You know what? I'll take it. It was a good chat. I'm excited to do more of these with you, to learn more fun facts with Kyle. They're my favorite.
It retains such useless information. I don't know why.
But I love it. That's my kind of information, though. Like, I sit around and just watch videos over extinct attractions. Defunct Land all the time. Yes, Your World.
Now, did you check out the theme park tourist I told you about?
I don't think so.
I'll have to send you the link. Theme Park Tourist has a great library of articles with attractions that are no more, failure attractions, things that could have been, things that are still around now, and they feature them. Super, super well written, and got me through a lot of afternoons when I used to work at the bank. So
yes, please send that to me because I will be working this weekend and we'll have nothing to do.
Oh my goodness!
It'll be like your afternoons at the bank.
Well, it was either that or try to Google another video about how to tie a noose. Either way, one or the other.
I have gotten into the habit of taking a blanket to work, if that tells you anything. So, Kyle,
you never know what might happen job-wise in the future. You never know.
Yeah, no, I have been introduced to some good opportunities, Kyle.
I'm telling you, I have stories. Boy, today.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to rush this along so that you will text me these stories. Okay. Not gonna lie to you.
I'm sorry. Finish up.
My friend, have a good night.
You as well. Thank you very much, and we'll do this again. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we will do this again, and it'll be fun. Have a good night. Thank you guys for listening. Bye. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That's Skyliner Views. You're pointing that way, and that's where the comments are. Oh, you haven't looked at my picture yet.
What picture?
I sent you a picture of the comments, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it'll take me. We had such trouble last time. I don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah, no, I got you. Donate to the GoFundMe. Biking for cast members. I'm down to 822 miles today. I still have a while to go, but I'll get there. We'll be fine.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Kyle. Have a good night. Thank you guys for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.